Crops wiped out. Hunters must act decisively against the monstrous horde. In France, wild boars are causing severe economic losses, inflicting millions of dollars in damage and raising concerns about disease outbreaks. Faced with this situation, hunters must swiftly step in to halt their destruction. Will today's battle stop these monstrous beasts in time? Thrilling hunts and precise trigger pulls will be vividly showcased right now. Follow along and pick the hunt that impresses you the most. Early in the morning, Thomas's team gathers and heads out in an off-road vehicle to a field in France. Upon arrival, the team swiftly disperses to their pre-assigned positions. After 10 minutes, a hunter carefully scans the area when a familiar silhouette darts across his line of sight. Without hesitation, he pulls the trigger and gunshots ring out in rapid succession. The last beast collapses onto the green grass with no chance of escape. The opening move is decisive and swift, marking the team's first victory. Continuing to search for traces of wild boars, a hunter spots one frantically fleeing from a distance. He immediately rushes to cut it off, leaving it no escape route. At the moment the prey is just a few meters away, a bullet flies out, striking the beast with pinpoint accuracy. It collapses to the ground instantly. A single moment's delay could have led to unpredictable consequences. A high-speed battle is unfolding on a nearby field. At this moment, Thomas takes aim while his teammates maneuver closer to the beast's position. A barrage of gunfire erupts across the field, taking down each boar one by one. In just a few minutes, the monstrous horde is wiped out, leaving only their scattered carcasses across the field. A swift sweep restores peace to this land. Deep in the forest, another hunting team has set up an ambush, determined to let no boar escape. Just minutes later, a wild boar foraging for food falls into James' crosshairs. Not giving it a chance to react, a bullet is fired instantly, and the boar collapses on the spot. Another threat to this forest is put to an end. At another position, the hunter lies in wait, ready for the prey to appear. Suddenly, rustling sounds nearby, and his eyes instantly scan the area. A wild boar bursts out of the bushes, fast as an arrow. Without hesitation, the first shot rings out, but misses. The beast quickly darts deeper into the brush ahead, thinking it has escaped. But this time, the hunter takes precise aim and pulls the trigger. The animal collapses instantly, unable to resist further. Another threat is neutralized right where it thought it was safe. Outside the forest, the relentless barking of hunting dogs signals the location of a wild boar. James swiftly rushes forward, and right in his line of sight, a boar lies still, ignoring the dog's barks nearby. At that very moment, he fires, the bullet instantly striking the beast's body. A precise, decisive shot, eliminating any potential threat in the blink of an eye.
Savage wild boars are sweeping across America's forests, tearing through farmland and causing millions of dollars in damage. Right now, veteran hunters from all over are gathering, ready to take on these beasts and defend the land. The following footage will take you straight into high-stakes ambushes, intense, breath-stealing moments where every second matters. Watch till the end and choose the most explosive takedown of them all. Let's get started. Thomas's hunting team arrived early, moving swiftly into the Georgia forest, where the beasts were hiding. As soon as they reached the area, the entire team took up their pre-assigned positions. Moments later, a gunshot echoed from deep within the woods. Thomas had claimed the team's first takedown.
Thank you, Lord.
Right then, along a forest trail, Jack spotted a wild boar stepping out from the bushes. Without hesitation, a sharp, decisive shot rang out. Another target eliminated. The hunt had officially begun. From the eastern side of the forest, the urgent barking of the hounds signaled the prey's location. Johnny moved in fast, eyes locked in the direction of the sound as he took position. Just seconds later, the wild boar burst through like a gust of wind. Without a second thought, Johnny pulled the trigger. The bullet struck the beast dead center. It collapsed in the nearby brush, never getting the chance to escape. One more destroyer taken care, and peace, at least for today, returned to the people of this land. At the same time, deep in the forests of California, another fierce pursuit was underway. Nick's team had taken up their ambush positions, following the preset plan. The hunting dogs spread out, sniffing for the prey's trail in the thick woods. "15 minutes of silence passed. Then the hounds began barking loudly. The entire team immediately turned their attention to the sound. On Mike's side, the moment he spotted the wild boar hiding in the underbrush, he opened fire without hesitation. Multiple shots rang out. The beast dropped on the spot with no chance to escape. But the hunt was far from over. The wild boar was desperately trying to outrun the hunting dogs, unaware that someone had been waiting in ambush all along. A single, well-placed shot, the animal collapsed, tumbling across the rocky ground with no chance to fight back. It almost got away, but the cold, steady marksman made sure that didn't happen. A clean, precise takedown, restoring peace once again to this mountain forest. Just when it seemed everything had come to a close, an ambush was suddenly activated on the eastern side of the forest, where visibility was wide open, perfect for experienced marksmen. A wild boar was sneaking through the underbrush, trying to make its escape right in front of Nick. The moment it showed its head, gunfire erupted. It tried to run, but the sharp cry it let out told Nick the shot had hit its mark. Another victory secured, and the fields would stay safe, at least for now. We've been on this mission for 5 years now, ever since we received the first report of wild boars ravaging crops in this area. Since then, our hunting trips have become more than just a duty. They're a way of life. Each time we set out, it's another test of endurance, skill, and the unpredictable challenges of the deep forest. And today, the journey continues. At a rendezvous point near the forest edge, our team quickly checked all weapons and gear. Everything was prepped and ready for the relentless battle against the invading wild boars. Soon after, we split up, cautiously surveying the terrain step by step. Every tree stump and bush could be hiding danger. 30 minutes passed in absolute silence, yet the tension kept rising. My finger rested on the trigger, ready to react to any threat. Suddenly, a sound came from the bush ahead. It moved incredibly fast, but so did my reflexes. A sharp gunshot rang out. The boar was hit, staggered a few steps, and collapsed to the ground. As we moved forward, we unexpectedly ran into another group of wild boars on the trail. A quick shot was fired, and just like that, we had another trophy in hand. Realizing that the entire forest was becoming increasingly dangerous, more and more boars began to bolt away. I quickly radioed John to warn him about a group of wild boars heading his way. John immediately heightened his alertness, eyes scanning the area. Suddenly, the boars rushed across his path. Without hesitation, he pulled the trigger. One precise shot dropped a boar from the group, while the rest vanished in the depths of the forest. Wild boars are not only aggressive, but also highly cunning, so none of us dared let our guard down, even for a second. The sharp barking of the hunting dogs and the shouting of our teammates added to the tension. Cadale, however, quickly regained composure. The moment his target emerged, he seized the opportunity and fired, another valuable trophy for the team. While the others stayed together, I ventured deeper into the heart of the forest alone. From a distance, I heard a faint sound. It seemed like footsteps, undeniably the distinctive sound of a wild boar. And sure enough, a dark figure burst out. Instinct kicked in, we fired immediately, taking down the target before there was even time to think. After the success of our morning hunt, we headed out again in the afternoon, this time choosing a forest closer to the farm. To our surprise, a whole herd of boars wandered straight into our ambush, an extremely poor decision on their part. A burst of gunfire rang out. One boar was taken down, while the rest fled deep into the woods. At the same time, Cadale remained patiently waiting for the right moment. His eyes darted quickly across every corner of the forest. Wait, something was moving. Cadale instantly recognized the familiar shape, raised his rifle, locked onto the target, and pulled the trigger. Before the boars had a chance to react, the bullet struck its mark, bringing the target down hard. we receive a report that several wild boars were approaching the forest edge. It only took me 2 minutes to reach the ambush site and get into position. The barking of the hounds signaled that the target was getting close. As soon as it appeared, I pulled the trigger without hesitation. One powerful shot dropped the boar instantly. And that wraps up today's video. Did this hunt get your adrenaline pumping? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to catch more thrilling hunts ahead. On the journey tracking wild boars along the Mediterranean region, the first stop is Calabria Hill, a land heavily ravaged by beasts hiding in the thickets, causing damage worth millions of dollars. Leading the hunting team is Thomas, a man famed for his ability to take down wild boars with a single bullet. The sky hasn't fully brightened yet. A light mist still clings to the hillside, but his team is already in position. The hunting dogs sniff through each patch of grass, weaving through dense trees to search for any remaining traces. Thomas rushes toward the sound. Then, from within the thick bushes, that familiar dark figure appears, frantically trying to flee. Without hesitation, Thomas steadies his rifle, waits for it to fully reveal itself, then pulls the trigger. A perfect shot to large, heavy boar collapses on the spot. A decisive shot, glory is achieved. And the hunting team has saved Calabria from being torn apart by the claws and tusks of these destructive beasts. Lucky led a small team, driving rugged off-road vehicles through winding trails deep into the thick forest. As soon as they arrive, they spread out to track signs of their prey. While Lucky was closing in on a suspicious area, a gunshot suddenly rang out from a teammate. Just moments later, a familiar dark figure darted past. He gripped his rifle tightly, calmly holding the weapon. A series of shots rang out in quick succession, each one tracing the creature's every step until it finally collapsed on the cold forest floor. If it were you, would you stay calm in a life-or-death situation like that? Respect to Lucky in that moment. He was more than a hunter. He was a cold-blooded warrior in the depths of the French wilderness. Continuing our journey from the vast Campine forest, we headed southeast into the rugged terrain of southern Italy, Calabria, where wild boars exploit the mountainous landscape to hide and continue wreaking havoc on crops. At 6 a.m., Johnny's team, led by Thomas's trusted comrade, arrived and quietly spread out, blending into the terrain while waiting for the right moment. As he observed the opposite hillside, Johnny suddenly spotted a lone wild boar, casually foraging, completely unaware it had stepped into crosshairs. Calmly, he chambered round, steadied his aim, and pulled the trigger. A clean, sharp shot rang out. The boar dropped instantly. For Johnny, there was no need for a chase or struggle. Just one well-timed decision was enough to make the beast fall before man. This time, Cade's team came fully prepared, armed with every tool and a fierce determination to put an end to the beast's destruction. They didn't choose open clearings or easy vantage points. Instead, they moved silently into the heart of the forest, where thick trunks and tangled branches form a natural maze of traps. And just as they had anticipated, within minutes, a shadowy figure began to emerge in the distance. As the boar crept closer, a clean shot rang out. It dropped instantly, without a chance to react. Buck's team, accompanied by a pack of seasoned hunting dogs, was combing through thick brush, hot on the trail of wild boars. After 30 minutes of tracking, a thunderous burst of barking erupted near the grassy forest edge. The dogs had found their target, a massive beast weighing nearly 400 pounds. Sensing a brief opening, the monstrous boar broke from the encirclement, charging through the trees like a storm. But it was too late. With a creature of that size, even one escape could mean the destruction of an entire field. Hunting in dense brush is always a risky confrontation, where even the slightest mistake can cost you. But strangely, it's exactly that tightrope tension that makes me feel more thrilled than ever. Thanks to intense focus and quick reflexes sharpened through many encounters, I brought one down in just a few short seconds.
Très belle balle.
And that kind of victory always gives me a sense of pride like nothing else. Travis, and I carefully moved to a higher position, hoping to intercept the target from above. Just a few minutes later, the wild boar suddenly appeared, only about 5 meters away from us. Not willing to give it a chance to attack, Travis pulled the trigger 2 or 3 more times. The gunshots rang out through the forested hills, finishing off the prey before it could become dangerous. The tense encounter just moments ago made us even more alert. Another dark figure appeared. The boar didn't seem aggressive, but it was still dangerously close. A cold, single gunshot rang out. We gathered at the foot of the mountain. The hunt had only about 30 minutes left. After that, we'd return to the village, light a fire, and hold a small barbecue to share our hard-earned trophies. The distance was close, the shooting angle perfect, just one shot was enough to bring it down, no second round needed. A perfect victory to end the journey. And ahead of us, the mouth-watering scent of grilled meat was waiting.